Today the learning goal is to solve two-step equations. The work is in IXL Grade 7, U6. So not in Grade 10, Grade 7, U6. So when we're solving two-step equations, and then a two-step equation might look something like y equals mx plus b, but with numbers in it. So it might look something like 10 equals 2x minus 4. That's the kind of equation we're going to be looking at. The way we solve those is, first of all, get the letter alone. So a lot of times the letter will be x, but it doesn't have to be. And by doing the opposite operation on both sides of the equal sign. And operations are add, multiply, subtract, and divide. Okay, so here's some examples. So the equal sign means that everything on the left side is equal to everything on the right side of the equal sign. You can kind of think of it like a balance or a scale where everything is equal on both sides. So the goal is to get x all by itself. How do we do that? You have to get x all by itself. So we're going to take 3 away, right? So this is the right side. If we take 3 away, all we're left with on this side is x. But if we're having to keep everything equal on the left side and right side, we also have to take 3 away on the left side. So 6 take away 3 is 3. So x equals 3. And the way we can check our work is by taking our answer, 3, and we put it where x goes because we know x is 3. And if we look, 3 plus 3 equals 6. So we know we got the right answer. By putting our answer back into the original equation, we can check that we got it right. Okay, let's do another one, but this time we're going to work with the operation divide. So we have 8 equals, over here we have 8 equals 4x. 4x means 4 times x. What's the opposite of times? It's divide. So we're going to divide the right side by 4. And we know 4 divided by 4 is 1, so that just leaves us with x on the right side. But if we divide by 4 on the right side, we also have to divide by 4 on the left side. 8 divided by 4 is 2, so x equals 2. But you already know that because you can check your work easily. Take your 2 and put it where the x is, and you can see 4 times 2 is 8, so you know you got the right answer. Okay, we're going to look at a couple of two-step equations, and what that means is what we have to do is do 2 steps in order to solve the problem. So if we have a line that divides our right side and our left side, the goal is to get the x by itself. So the first thing we're going to do to get x alone is we're going to add 2 to this side, because that will get rid of the 2 on that side. But if we add 2 on the right side, we also have to add 2 on the left side. So what that gives us is 15 equals 5x. But still, the goal is to get the x by itself. So what we have on the right side is 5x, which means 5 times x. So we have to do the opposite of times. So we have to do divide by 5. And if we divide by 5 on the right side, then to keep everything balanced, we must also divide by 5 on the left side. So our answer is 3 equals x. And if you want to, you can check to see if you got the right answer by putting x equals 3 into the equation, and you can see 5 times 3 is 15, take away 2 is 13, so the left side equals the right side, so you know you got the right answer. Okay, one last example. We have 10 equals x plus 2 divided by 4. So the goal is to get the x all by itself. So the first step is to multiply the right side by 4. And if we multiply the right side by 4, we also have to multiply the left side by 4. So what that gives us is 40 equals x plus 2. because 4 divided by 4 cancels out to 1, and x plus 2 times 1 is x plus 2. All right, we still have to get the x by itself, so we have to get rid of the 2, so we're going to subtract 2. But if we subtract 2 on the right side, we also have to subtract 2 on the left side. So that gives us 38 equals x. And to check to see if your answer is right, take your 38 where x is, put 38 here, and you can add 38 plus 2 is 40, divided by 4 is 10. So since the right side equals the left side, you know you got your answer right. Let's look at some questions on IXL. So we have 1 equals 2k minus 3. So to get the k by itself, I'm going to add 3 to the right side, which means I also have to add 3 to the left side. So 4 equals 2k. Now 2k means 2 times k, so I have to do the opposite of that. That means divide by 2. Divide by 2, and if I divide by 2 on the right, I also have to divide by 2 on the left. 4 divided by 2 is 2. These cancel out to become 1 times k, or k. So k equals 2. Okay, another example might look like 54 equals 7b plus 5. Okay, we have the right side and the left side, and we have to get b by itself. So we're going to take away 5 on this side, and we'll take away 5 on this side. And what that leaves us with is 7b equals 49. 7b means 7 times b, so we have to do the opposite of times. That's divide. So we're going to divide by 7, and we'll do it on both sides. And what we end up with is 7 equals b. Okay, in this case, only one of the variables is divided by 2. Just the h is divided by 2. And that's going to be hard to work with. So what we have to do is multiply every variable by 2, all of them. So this is, we're going to multiply by 2. We're going to multiply the 8 by 2. And we're going to multiply the 11 by 2. So what that gives us is h plus 16 equals 22. And now to get h by itself, we'll take 16 away from each side. So h equals 6. Okay, another example. Now we can see the left side, the whole left side is divided by 4. So we're not going to multiply all the variables by 4. So we have k plus 5 divided by 4 equals 4. We're going to multiply this whole thing by 4, and then we also have to multiply the right side by 4. So what that leaves us with is k plus 5 equals 16, because 4 divided by 4 is 1, so these cancel out, and they become 1 times k plus 5, which just reduces to k plus 5. Now to get k by itself, we take away 5 from the left side, and that leaves us with k. But to keep things balanced, we also have to take away 5 on the right side, so k equals 11. Okay, so the goal again is to get the letter alone by doing the opposite operation on both sides of the equal sign. Your work for today is IXL Grade 7, U6.